up early for us. We appreciate it.
Just for you guys.
I appreciate it. You know it.
Talk to me about last night, though, because it was a close game. You guys were up by 8, 5 minutes left. What happened down the stretch?
We didn't execute, down the stretch. It was one of those games. It's a great example when you have a lot of new guys, and down the stretch is when your execution breaks down, and it happened. That was our fear going in, and we'll fix it. It'll get better, but when you're a new team and you play a team like Denver that's been together, you can see the difference, and you can see it the last 5 minutes.
You've been around for a long time. You're a champion as a coach. Once upon a time, you had CP3, you had Blake Griffin, you had DeAndre Jordan. Now you got a new crop. I want to know, how excited are you about this particular team? How are you feeling about these guys, and why?
I love this group. I love the chemistry, number one. I love where we're going to go. Number two, and I'm not talking about next year, I'm talking about now. I think this team is going to grow together. They're fierce. When you have a backcourt of Avery Bradley and Pat Beverly, and you can bring Luke in as well, defensively, you can be really good. Our question will be, can we close games? And offensively, can we be consistent?
One of the things that, one second, Max. One of the things that everybody's talking about, because obviously LeBron has arrived, he's in L.A., how much, if at all, does it help you guys that the attention of the basketball world appears to be on LeBron and the Lakers, and you guys get to fly under the radar because it's such a young team? Is that beneficial to you or not?
I don't know the answer. I'd rather have the lens right on me, because that means people think you're special. And usually you are, or you're not. You have to prove that. But that's fine. I mean, you have to earn it. We're going to earn it the way we earn it. And you do it with wins. I think people will love how we play. I think they'll love our style of play. But LeBron deserves to get attention. I mean, he's LeBron James. He really is. And, I was just telling Magic, and I believe that he's as close to Magic as anyone. Everyone always compares him to Michael. He's far more Magic than Michael, except for LeBron has to score as well. But I don't mind. And our team will hold its own. And by the end of this season, we're hoping that people are talking about us.
That's what I was going to ask. When I look at the roster, I see competence everywhere on the roster. I see a competent player. That's a guy could be in a championship rotation. But I don't see nucleus players just in terms of level of talent.
Yeah.
So what are your expectations for this group this year?
Well, I want us to make the playoffs, and we're talking in the West. That's hard. But you're right, we're a very competent team. We have a lot of guys on our team. We're 12 deep, at least we can play anybody any night. Our question, again, will be, can you close games? That's always the question. That's the question in business.
What is that? How do you answer that question? What are the keys to answering that question for a competent group that needs to rely on execution down the stretch?
You just hit on it. It'll be execution. We're not one of those teams that can just say, give it to him and we'll win. Every night, it could be someone else. And the key for our team is to understand that, embrace that, and give that guy that night room enough to be that. And if we can do that, we'll be a good team.
When I talk, and I don't mean to depress anybody. I really, really don't mean to depress anybody. But when I talk about, because I'm a native New York, and I bring up my New York Knicks, for example, and that's what I mean by depression, because mentioning them makes you depressed. Here's the deal.
He was one of our best point guards of my lifetime for the Knicks.
Don't remind me about how good he was compared to what I'm seeing these days. But here's the question. I look at the New York Knicks and I see the development of Kevin Knox, along with the return of Porzingis coming back and showing that he still has it in order to attract a free agent. Well, speaking to the Clippers, obviously everybody expects y'all going to have some cap space. Y'all going to be a destination spot potentially for a marquee free agent. Talk to me about your mentality as to what you need. I know, of course, you got to win, but what your mentality is in terms of what you need to show this year to attract a marquee free agent, or even if you think about that at all.
Well, I don't to the coaching part of it, but I do to the organizational part, to our franchise. And I think we show that. Like, Steve Ballmer is willing to spend money on everything. And I think players are going to get what they get, financially. If you attract a free agent or any player on your team, they come, and it's everything extra you do for them when they get in the door. And I would say our organization right now does as much or more than any organization in that way. And players talk. And that talk will get around. It's getting around. You know, it's one of my goals when I came here was I actually said it in the press conference on the first day. When big free agents are talking about teams, I want them to mention the Clippers. Mm-hmm. You hear that now.
Well,
that was one of the
I guess the question that begs to be asked is, what do you believe folks are saying about the Clippers now that they weren't saying years ago?
Well, I just think, you know, years ago, it's not that. It's just the ownership piece. You know, we didn't have that, and now we do. And since we've had that, things have changed.
Okay.
And this is a special 2019 class, obviously. And I know you talked about you'd love the shine because that means it's special. It's a good team. But some players don't want that. And they still want to be out here in L.A. And some players don't want to play with LeBron, not personally, just because it doesn't help their game. What do you say to that?
Well, I don't know if anyone's game would not be helped by playing LeBron. I'd say that because I'll never kill him. But I'm fine with them thinking that. That's fine with me. I can tell you that. But some people want to do it on their own. You know, and that's it. It's not a knock to LeBron, though. It's more, hey, I want to
be the guy.
Yeah, and listen, if you can do that with us, I mean, what better place to do it in? And I think that's what they see.
Doc, there was a window when you first got to town where it's hard to overcome the Lakers in L.A. That's the franchise in all sports, baseball, football, college sports. It's the Lakers, right? But there was a window.
In all sports?
In L.A.
Oh, okay.
In L.A., the Lakers
are... have an argument, but anyway.
I'm saying like the Dodgers or the Trojans, those aren't the Lakers. Lakers are number one in everyone's heart. But there was a window where you had this incredibly exciting player in Blake and Chris Paul, and where, hey, the Clippers could really take over the town for a short while, like the Mets did to the Yankees back in the day, right?
We weren't going to take over the town.
But make inroads at least. And now that's changed. Those guys are gone. LeBron's in town. So the challenge starts again.
All over again.
What did you learn from that first go-round that you can take into, you know, going forward with that last experience?
That's actually a great question. And here's the bottom line is you have to win it all.
That's to win it all.
Yeah, that's what you have to do. And that's why I do what I'm doing. I mean, that's what I want to do again. And we have to build a team to get that. So that's number one. Number 2, you guys just own your fans. You know, we're not in competition for the Laker fans. There's enough. LA's really big. A lot of people are here. And the funny thing that I've learned is most people who are born in LA are Laker fans. Everyone from the East grew up hating the Lakers.
Right, Celtics can't be a Lakers fan. You get the transplants from Boston, they're rooting for you.
So we get them all, and we get a lot of them. And we have a unique fan base. Our fan base, you know, we always say the black top fan base and the big top, that's the Lakers, the black top, that's the difference. And we have a terrific fan base.
Doc, sorry to cut you off. We've got to take a quick break, but you're sticking around with us?
Sure, why not?
All right, good stuff.
Appreciate that.
Because
I got a few more questions.
After the break. It's First Take from LA.